welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute devotional podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse, broadcast from the ever-beautiful Sharonville, Ohio, on the sunny side of Cincinnati. Hey there, friends, and welcome back to Daily Dose Radio here in the Bible Bistro. This week, we're looking at Psalm 128, all this week, all 6 verses. And so we're going to begin today with verse 1. I want to thank everybody for listening all around the world. I have listeners all around the world, from Australia to America. I have folks listening to Daily Dose Radio. Thank you for being a part of this global family. If you're listening today, you have joined folks from all over the world listening to 5-Minute Bible Study. Yes, I only do this in English, and so that restricts how many people around the globe can hear it. But I do thank all those who are listening in all the many places around the world who can hear and understand. And what a blessing to be able to teach the Psalms. The Psalms are just such a blessing. And today we're going to talk about blessing in the Psalms. Psalm 128, verses 1 through 6. Today, verse 1, but this is about blessing. And I'm going to call this the 7 blessings of the man that follows the Lord. So the 7 blessings of the man that fears the Lord, rather. So we'll see all 7 blessings beginning today. We'll announce the blessing, and tomorrow we'll see how the blessing plays out. 7 different ways in which the blessing plays itself out. First of all, let's begin with verse 1. Blessed is everyone that feareth the Lord, and walketh in his ways. So that's verse 1. Notice that we have blessed. We ended last time in verse 5 of Psalm 127 with the word happy. Happy is the man that. Now that was the first line of verse 5. Today we start with the very same Hebrew word, blessed, and in 127:5 it's translated by the King James translators as happy, but it means blessed. It's the same Hebrew word that began the psalm. With Psalm 1, verse 1, blessed is the man. So here we have another blessing. Blessed is everyone. So it's not just the individual, but it happens to be everybody that, and then what are we going to say? So we have a blessing. We're waiting to find out where the blessing comes from. So the blessing comes from fearing the Lord. Blessed is everyone that fears the Lord. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, he tells us, this is a wonderful thing about Hebrew poetry, is that Hebrew poetry, in its parallelism, will give you a term and then define the term in its parallel. So we have everyone that fears the Lord. The parallel is in the next phrase, that walks in his ways. So if you want to fear the Lord, then you need to walk in his ways. And to walk in his ways means that you are going to walk in his word, because he describes how to walk in his word. We're not left up to chance. There is no second guessing here. There is no wondering how's it done. There is no, chance at all in this. The Lord has told us that it pleases him for us to walk in his way, and his way is described in his word. So as long as we're walking according to the word of God, we're walking according to the way of God, and that, my friend, is fearing the Lord. Blessed is everyone that fears the Lord. Now, we've announced a blessing. We've told why the blessing is coming. The blessing is coming because one fears the Lord and walks in his ways. But now we're going to find out, beginning in verse 2, how that manifests itself. So there are 7 manifestations that the psalmist gives us here. Now, we haven't forgotten that this is an ascent psalm, and we're going to use the words Zion and Jerusalem and Israel at the end of the psalm, and we're reminded that yes, we are on our way. This is the 9th step, and we are on our way towards Jerusalem. We've left Meshech and the tents of Kedar, and we're headed home. And while we're headed home, in his way, we're going to find out about blessing. So join me tomorrow as we look at verse 2 on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. I'm David Smith. The music today has been performed by the Bluegrass Experiment. Thanks again for listening. I'll see you next time on Daily Dose Radio.